had some weird acoustics, and I heard someone talking behind me, and I turned around and there was nobody there. But the acoustics worked so well that I heard the person from the next room. That's not trusting my senses. That's understanding the physical observation that's happening. So I don't
So
think
what are your
that
senses
is
telling you? What are your senses telling you about the ship floating? Is it telling you the ship is floating?
Well, I know too much to say yes. It's no. My senses are not telling me that the ship is floating.
Oh, so you don't see the ship floating then? So your senses, we all see the ship floating.
Your senses are telling you. Right.
Yeah, your senses are clearly telling you it's floating because you're calling it if you say Steve, there's a Fata Morgana, you're seeing it as the ship is floating, are you not? Because you're telling me about
your
it.
reasoning is telling you that it's not.
Okay.
Your senses are telling you that it is. Your reasoning is telling you it's not.
Correct.
No, okay.
Exactly.
So okay, no. So I took some footage. You can see it on my channel, Chesapeake Bay footage. Okay, so I was shooting one day, and I found these two fishermen out on the water, and I couldn't see the boat, and it looked like they were standing on the water. But
I don't think
they're not standing.
Right. So
they're
your
not
senses
standing
are wrong.
on the water. Right. My senses are not wrong.
Okay.
What
is the word plain truth? Define senses for me. What do you think if I ask you to define what senses are? What does that mean?
Well, I don't know that I can give you a nice textbook answer, but our senses are our sight, smell, hear, taste, touch.
Good. We'll start right there. Okay, sight is a sense, right? And so your sight is showing you that a ship is floating above the water. So sight is a sense, and what you're seeing is a ship floating over water. Is your sight wrong, or is the ship really floating?
I get where the frustration in this is going to occur. The ship is not. No, because it's not a simple yes or no. It's just not.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It's not floating. It's an optical illusion. That's why it's called an optical illusion. Clearly, your senses are wrong in this place. You cannot rely on your senses.
So you don't have to admit that you're wrong.
No.
But it's
Travis,
a lot more
no.
that you misspoke.
Okay. No, I didn't misspeak. Okay, my eyes are not deceiving me. My eyes are not deceiving me. And yeah,
Travis, they are. The ship's not floating.
They are. Exactly. If they weren't deceiving you, that would be literally saying the ship is floating at that point.
Okay, so let me bring it back.
Let me try to explain this, Travis.
We're upsetting somebody's dog. We are upsetting somebody's dog. Somebody's dog is upset.
Yeah, he's barking at you to just admit that you were incorrect about this. Just listen to the dog, Travis.
You have a fact about reality. The fact of reality is that the ship is not floating. You're seeing something that is untrue. Your senses are giving you false information. That's what an optical illusion is. Ergo, your senses are wrong. If the senses were correctly, you'd have an accurate perspective of what's going on in reality. You don't.
Okay, let's change this back to if we're walking along the road and we're looking 5 miles ahead, and the road up ahead looks like it's covered in water. Okay,
that's a
it's
mirage.
not covered in water. Yeah, right. But it's not covered in water. No, my senses are not wrong. I see what I see.
Your senses are telling you there's water there.
No, okay, stop. Here it is. No. Sorry. Here it is. My interpretation of what I see might be wrong. But what my eyes see is what they see.
Okay, so let me just get this on record here. You're saying your senses cannot be wrong because whatever they sense, that's what it senses. So they cannot be wrong by any means.
If you want to be pedantic in this fashion, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, he loves to be pedantic.
I do. I really don't actually. But this is actually just straightforward reasoning. That's all.
Shit.
I know we try to avoid that with flat earthers, but okay, let's read the super chats. Ghostly Enigma, $5. I'm here and I have napalm ready to go. Please don't use that on us. That would be bad.
My senses tell me that would be a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, not good. I just read an article on the Pompeii victims. Did you read that with the pyroclastic flow and their brains boiling and exploding? What a horrible way to die.
No, I don't want to hear about that either.
Nasty. Steven Stein, $5. Please identify a sensor that can sense velocity by anything other than relative motion. If you cannot feel it, and your point is moot. Yeah, you're right. It is a moot point because all sensors are based upon, every accelerometer is based on a relative change of motion. You have to have a change of vector of some kind, whether in the magnitude of the speed or in the directionality. That's how they work. Is that not correct, Dr. Kroon?
No, you're correct. That's correct.
I love hearing it from him when he says it, though. That's all. Justin James, $3. Have him explain the parallax of the three boats, which we have already done. Thank you, Justin. Justin James, another $2. If Jaron is appealing to authority, that's worrying. I don't mind appeal authority if it's legit.
He doesn't.
There's such a good thing as a legitimate appeal to authority, but when you appeal to somebody like Eric Dubay, that's not a legitimate appeal to authority. That's just appealing to somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Mr. Cook Jr., $5. Why, when presented with evidence, flat earthers move the goalpost? Jaron did the same thing because they're flat earthers.
Oh, yeah.
And I respond to that, Travis. Yeah, we'll let you answer that.
Well, I guess I would ask for a specific example of my moving the goalpost.
Gravity. When he was giving an example of gravity, when he's giving you an example of how to experiment with gravity, I saw a lot of moving the goalposts actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but saying it isn't. That's fine. I was simply asking questions. I don't know that I was moving any goalposts. I was trying to get clarification on something, but that's.
And if I can just add real quick, when you say that you want to know the truth, and I mean this very sincerely, I straight up don't believe you. The reason being is if you really want to know the truth, you would actually go and enroll yourself in these courses and learn the stuff that we've all had to go learn. And have a better understanding of it and go, oh, you're right, guys. Or if you think that everybody's wrong, write your paper, win your Nobel Prize, to get awfully famous. And you know what? You would put a lot of people out of business and a lot of people more into business because they would have to explain what you've discovered. So if you really have an interest, go learn about these topics. Seriously, I think that's really cool if you do. Godless Engineer, $5. Can the flathead please explain the basic laws of motion? I don't know. Do you want to try?
I wouldn't know where to begin. What do you mean, explain the laws of motion? I mean,
there's certain laws of motion, like everything. Like for example, an object will stay at rest unless acted upon by outside exerted force. That's a law of motion. Second law, force equals mass times acceleration. These are all things that we've all learned in like basic first year physics. Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if you can't explain the laws of motion, then I don't think you've disproved the shape of the Earth. I don't think you're at a level to even try to disprove the shape of the Earth, right?
Oh shit!
Fundamentally basic stuff, right?
Oh,
Dummies.
We're not even getting into like Kepler's or thermodynamic laws. And by the way, people, there are four laws in thermodynamics, not three.
That's the most animated I've ever seen, Dr. Kroon.
He got excited, didn't he?
Steve just knows how to tickle my funny bone, and he always speaks about physics so eloquently.
Thank you.
I would have had I probably would have had a better idea of what you wanted by saying Newton's laws of motion or whatever. But forgive me for not being able to think along those lines. But so an object at rest stays at rest until it's acted upon by outward force. Sure, okay, that's okay. Yeah, what about it?
Okay. No, he's just Godless Engineer is just wondering. He's an engineer. He's had physics, so he's familiar with these things. Justin James, $2. Explain the moon tides. I guess he's asking on the flat Earth.
Yeah. Okay. So he's asking what causes the tides.
Maybe. Yeah. You can do it either way. So how does it work on the Earth?
Well, the high tide, obviously the water comes up farther along the shoreline. Low tide, the water moves away. That happens when I get in and out of the bathtub. The water goes up and the water goes down. So I think that far out into the ocean, these giant pink unicorns are getting into the water, and that causes the high tides. And then they get out of the water, and that causes the low tides. That's my explanation.
He's being
for that.
sarcastic.
Yeah. Do you know that? He's shooting. Do you know that? Do you know that the reason why the moon is recessing from us is because of the tides? Literally, it's a conservational thing because the Earth, the moon is imparting energy to the tides. There's a lag there, and that lag is causing it to actually go in a higher orbit. And so that's why the moon has a recessional velocity of 3.8 centimeters per year or something. We can actually measure that, and so we know where the moon is at. We know how fast it's moving away, and we look at the force it exerts on the tides and the lag that's produced there. These are all things that you can mathematically do. Condor Man, $2. Ask where the sun is now and calculate the angle with the two others.
Do you want to take a guess to where we won't do the calculations, but do you want to guess where the sun is right now, since it's dark where we are?
Probably. Well, let's see. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock.
That's took it away.
7 o'clock. It's probably just past Hawaii, I suppose.
Like above Hawaii?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I'm in the dark right now. I'm on the East Coast. Isn't Hawaii like 6 hours past California?
I think they're asking you where on your model is the sun. How does the sun work? If it doesn't set, meaning it doesn't go, to the other side of the planet, where is it going, and why are we able to see darkness?
Okay, well, I appreciate your question, Kyle, but his question was the sun right now. So my answer is probably somewhere over the Pacific.
Now, do you want to answer my question?
Sure, but I just wanted to go back and answer his. So,
sure.
Give me your questions again, Kyle.
How does the sun work on your model? If on a globe model, it's going to the other side, and which is why we're in darkness. So if it's dark here, and if I call somebody in Australia or someplace like that, or on that side, and they answer and they say it's light outside, that accounts for the globe model. But how does that work on a flat Earth model?
Well, again, you're saying that it works on the globe model. I think is biased towards your position. My answer would be the fact that the reason why I'm in the dark right now is because the sun has moved away from my locality. So wherever it is right now.
Travis, you don't really believe this stuff, do you? You're trolling us hard. You really don't believe it. No, I loved your explanation for hell. When we had you on for the hell talk, that was fascinating. But there's no way that you buy into this stuff. No. This is a troll thing, right?
Intellectual
dishonesty. Are you really a flat earther? Plain truth. I mean, be honest. If you trolled us, we're not going to be mad. Actually, I'd be like, you know what, you got us, and you're welcome back anytime. Trust me. But I mean, I really want to know: are you trolling us?
We'll still have him back because he's very he's not like most flat earthers. He can have a conversation and.
But I want to know if you actually believe this.
Is really interesting. But Travis, there's no way that if the sun had just moved across a plane, it wouldn't be complete darkness. It's complete darkness because it's on the other side of where we are right now.
And you would also see a change of angular diameter. When the sun is having a recessional velocity to you and you see something going away, what happens? The law of perspective. It's actually going to get smaller, right? The angular diameter, which is the disk shape that we see, if you measure that, it's going to be smaller as you subtend from your eye. So that can only happen if it literally is moving away from us. We don't see that at all. We don't see any change in angular diameter from morning to night, ever.
Right. Sure. But I've also seen the sun expand in size as it's setting in the distance.
No, you have not. What you saw was glare. No, what you saw was glare. And what happens is, as the sun goes down below the horizon, it reduces the glare. If you would actually take a glare filter and take a screenshot every 15 minutes of that sun, or every 30 minutes, you would see and measure it. And this has been done. Reg Rhetoric did a beautiful job in this. He did it every 30 minutes with the magical, mystical P900, the truth, the flat Earth truth teller. Guess what? He has a P1000. Yeah, he's upgraded. Thank you, Jamie. And every 30 minutes, you will never see it actually change in size. Why is that? Because you've removed the glare. The glare is what you're seeing when the sun's going below the horizon. Once you eliminate that variable, is exactly the same diameter from morning to night. That will not happen on a flat Earth. Flat Earthers debunked on that.
No, that's fine. What I was going to, that's fine. What I was going to try to finish saying was that there are certain things that happen in the sky that I think we aren't aware of. And one of the things that we might not be aware of is that the size of the sun maintains whatever it is as it's moving because of where it is in the sky. Now, going back to the harvest moon that just happened last month, right? So you've got this ginormous